All right, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Mr. Deadman here with the Deadman's Tome Freak Show, a show where we talk about various subjects, people, themes, topics, and answer the question, how much of a freak are they? Are they even a freak? Or sometimes, are they more of an asshole? That's happening on occasion. On this show, we've talked about all sorts of people. We talked about Marilyn Manson, talked about Dark Side Phil, Goth King Cobra, Ethan Ralph, even talked about Japanese game shows, which could really be a part two to that because there's so much craziness in Japan that it really calls for its own episode. But, you know, if y'all want it. Okay, now, let's play things. Let's have some fun this time, tonight. What I want to do is I want to rely on the chat, on what y'all think. Because we're going over the history of Jimmy Buffett here. Going over his history, to talk about him a little bit. I think everyone knows who he is, right? But do a little summation, talk about his life, and answer the question, is he a freak? With various things about him, okay? In the chat, I need y'all to verify, okay? I need y'all to pretty much vote. And if you're catching in late, that's okay too. Let me know in the comment section what you think. First, foremost, are you a Parrothead? Are you a fan of Jimmy Buffett, right? Now, you probably expected me to start the stream off with a little cheeseburger in paradise or a Margaritaville, searching for my missing salt shaker, shaker of salt, sorry. But even if I were to do that, it'd be, struggle with the copyright claim, all that jazz. So can't do that. Can't even sing it. Can't even sing that stuff. So I'm glad I botched that lyric right there, because even singing it will get you claimed. It's so weird, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Okay. So, I don't know about you. I don't know if you're a big fan of Jimmy Buffett or someone like me who just, when I listen to Jimmy Buffett, it's because I was at my dad's place. We were barbecuing outside, hanging out at the pool, or maybe we were at the beach, When I think Jimmy Buffett, I think cracking open a beer, relaxing near some water, having a cheeseburger, just relaxing, right? I don't want to deal with any stress. I don't want to deal with any hard times. Just want to kick back and relax. That is Buffett music, right? And I think most people would agree with that, because that's the vibe. That's the vibe it sets. Now, some people will be like, the Jimmy Buffett, but I think they don't understand. I think they're missing something. To me, Jimmy Buffett that's a style of music that you listen to on a situation, right? Like, you wouldn't be listening to Buffett while working out, right? You'd probably listen to some like heavy metal or something that's really gonna push you, right? Because of the beat. Okay. So I think the people who naysay on the guy, naysay on his music, it's like, I don't know, man. You gotta get the context, because I guarantee you, if Margaritaville comes on and you're chilling there with a margarita or a beer in your hand near some water, it does magic. That song does magic, okay? But yeah, Jimmy Buffett, man. Let me put up a picture here. Actually, before I go any further, I need to do something real fast. I need to shill this. I'm doing horrible at shilling this. I'm like the worst shiller here. Deadman's Tome Dead Eclipse comic is the first comic book from Deadman's Tome, and we need your help to make this happen. Now, I'm hearing that the goal of 5,000 might be a little unrealistic. I can't change that. The only thing I can do is double down hard, and try to go for broke here. So right now we have 2 backers. Can we get a little more? I'm sure we can. What is Dead Eclipse though? What is it? It is a comic book about zombies. It is a zombie story. It is about you have, well, if you're a fan of Night of the Living Dead, it kind of starts off like that a little bit. You have people going to the graveyard to get down and dirty, except they actually do. This is a mature comic, I will say. It's not full nudity. It's It's like a titty bar sort of nudity. You get tits, is what I'm saying. During which certain things happen. Things go awry. The thing about zombie stories, if I give too much, it kind of goes away, right? Can't say too much about it. Can't say what the twist is. Can't say what the payoff is. Otherwise, it gives it away. That's why it's so like, hush about it, kind of, sort of. I'm all for teasing, but look at this art. This is Damascus Mincemeyer, the guy who's been doing the covers for Deadman's Tome. Look at this. This is professional illustrations and shading. This kid, I can say kid, he's not a kid. He's younger than me though, so practically kid to me. He's even been featured in heavy metal comics. Talented kid. Talented guy. Here's his coloring, right? And here you have an old man here who may or may not be SK, the co-host of the Deadman Stone podcast. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. I don't know. It might be him. But this kind of gives you a little bit of more of the story here. That's why I chose this panel. Because you kind of see a cut. What's going on here? Are they filming? Is it all fake? What's going on? I don't know. We got two tiers here. $5, $10. $5 you get digital copy. $10 you get a print and digital copy. I could add more tiers, I guess, but keep it simple, right? I mean, if you back it, you're gonna get something. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. Okay, just go to Indiegogo and look for Deadman's Tome Dead Apocalypse. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get into Jimmy Buffett. Let me pull up a picture of young Jimmy. Oh, that's old Jimmy Buffett. I want to pull up a picture of young Jimmy Buffett. At least start there, right? Start there. Here's one right here. He's a Southerner. He grew up in Mississippi. Grew up in Mississippi. Had a love for New Orleans and Florida, like immediately. I think everybody knows who he is. We're talking about American songwriter, singer, musician. He's also an author, an actor. He's been in, what was it, Repo Man? He has an acting career. And a businessman. The guy is actually a more successful businessman than he is a musician. His top hit, Margaritaville, was only ranked like 234th. For songs of the century, I guess that's amazing. 234. But so it's very far from number one. But yet Margaritaville is a hit song, right? And it's the hit that he capitalized. He capitalized on that and spun that into a chain of restaurants. Because why not? If you are a musician, if you are an artist, and while you're producing art and there's that one thing that people like. I don't know about Jimmy. You think he's a freak? I don't know. He might be. See, like, how can you have the persona of being a beach bum, right? How can you have the persona of being a drunken beach bum and not have a little freaky side? I speculate towards the end of this, I think we're going to have some doubts about how clean he is. But being the businessman that he is, any dirt is probably not going to come out. But am I telling all too much? We'll get into it a little bit. I guess some things you need to know, I guess, about his backstory. Like I said, he was born in Mississippi. He, went to school there, all that stuff. I think his music career began in the 1960s in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, where a lot of country musicians start, right? That's where you start if you're going to be in country. And he's country, right? He started off as country. But that's not really his niche, is it? Like, is he country? Kind of, sort of, not really. He's more like beach music. Or, island music. I mean, how would you describe it? How would you describe it there? It has that Key West vibe, But he couldn't really make it as a country musician. But he went to Key West. He went to Florida, where things really kicked off for him. Yeah. So that's where we're gonna start with this guy. So his first major hit, I would like to say, his first major hit is, like I said, Margaritaville, right? When he had that come out, it didn't take long, maybe like 20 years later, for him to actually, I think less than that, to start up a retail chain store, and then later on a cafe, capitalizing on that work. But that's not evidence of being a freak. That's evidence of being a businessman right there. But let's talk about some freaky stuff, or some interesting stuff, if you will. Apparently, there was a point in his early career where, see, instead of sleeping in a hotel like other people would, or sleeping on a bus like other touring musicians would, Jimmy would sleep on his boat, on a sailboat. He actually would sleep on a sailboat, which is, some people might think that's freaky already. That's kind of crazy. Why would you do that? But, that's the life he lived. So he actually did live the life he sings about, which is, which is good for that, right? But during that time, there was an instance where the boat apparently, it got untied. The tie came loose, the rope came loose, and went out to the ocean while he was asleep. So what happens then? He wakes up and he's out in the middle of nowhere, water all around him, everywhere, not land in any sight. And then this boat comes, this little boat speeding up towards him, little ship boat. And then meeting the boat is a much bigger boat, what appears to be carrying some stuff on it, a drug boat, a dope boat. Yeah. So he woke up and some, I guess Mexican cartels were there or something, telling him that he needs to get the fuck out of there. The fact that, he woke up and he saw some narco shit going down. The fact that this white dude with a porno mustache didn't get shot then is incredible. The fact that he didn't die then is interesting, right? How did he talk himself out of that situation? Just, bro, man, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I'll get out of here. I'm not seeing anything. Crazy story, right? Wild story. Some may press X to doubt. Yeah, a lot of these stories, you don't have any photos to prove it. But that's what these stories are, right? But that's not necessarily freaky, right? That's more, if that is true, that's more about luck. That really shows that he might have the equivalent of the dark side filled luck. Not necessarily, definitely not the dark side filled curse, but the luck that he can just get out of any situation. And not only that, but the luck to capitalize on his hits, right? Let's see. Oh, that's right. Drug bust. Our friend Jimmy here. Let me pull up these articles too, because I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not. I'm really not. I guarantee you guys. Let me pull up this. This talks about it a little bit. Let me take this down here. That's a lot of text on the screen. No one's reading that. Now this article here, it talks about Jimmy Buffett applying for a gambling license. So he can have, I guess, gambling done at the Margaritaville Casino and Restaurant at the Flamingo. That's not important. What's important is that the stuff that the gaming control board, have to put him through to get this license. So they have to question the guy. And what you see in this photo here, in the slideshow, kind of, that matches what's read in this article here. It seems like these people are laughing about these things because they're wild. They don't make any sense. Like, for example, the board questioned Buffett about 2 scrapes he had with law involving drug incidents. Drugs. A Jamaican SWAT team shot down his airplane. No joke. No joke. See, Jimmy Buffett, he doesn't take other people's flights. Actually, he does at times, but he has his own plane. Jimmy Buffett has his own plane. He can fly himself wherever he wants, where he needs to go. Let me pull it up here. By January 1996, Buffett's Grumman HU-16 airplane named Hemisphere Dancer was shot down by Jamaican police. I don't know about Jamaican SWAT, but Jamaican police who believed the craft to be smuggling marijuana. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe it looked like one of those shit planes. You know. I don't even know what this plane looks like. Is that like a boat plane? I don't even know what that is. Let's take a look at a photo. Oh, it is kind of like a boat plane, isn't it? An air sea. That makes sense. That would be his style. Oh God. Okay, that's his style. Look at that. Let's see. So yeah, he was shut down. He was shut down by the Jamaican police. They thought he was a drug cartel. So we have a previous story. The first thing is Buffett woke up and was around drug cartels, and the rumor is like they told him to get out of there, pretty much. And then his plane gets shot down for supposedly being a drug plane. It's like, what's going on here? Is it like the worst luck? People just think you're just some drug guy now. Not only that, let's see. Oh, in 2006, in October 2006, it was reported that Jimmy Buffett was detained by French custom officials because of carrying 100 pills of ecstasy. 100 pills of ecstasy. Now that's what they claim. Now let me ask you, do you believe that? You think that happened? You think Jimmy Buffett was going? I guess you have to. Yeah, you'd have to pass through customs even if you use your own plane, right? I'd imagine. Otherwise, people just pop up anywhere. Yeah, he's just strolling through with a big bag of ecstasy. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to a Jimmy Buffett concert. I've never been to one. Okay, I've seen them. I've seen a lot of live videos prepping for this. He has a lot of love. He has a lot of supporters. The Parrotheads, they go out there and they love it, man. They dig it. It's people go out there and they enjoy it. It's about cracking open a beer, having a good time, taking pictures. You have chicks, you have women out there, you have men out there, all pretty much in swimsuit attire, partying it up. You know, because that's the vibe. That's the vibe of Jimmy Buffett, right? It's about having a good time, cracking open beer, and just relaxing. So, of course, what drug do you think would be there? Maybe ecstasy? Maybe some marijuana? Maybe some shrooms? Maybe some acid? I don't know. Are we going to get to a story that where Jimmy Buffett is actually on drugs and going crazy? Let me tell you this now. No. I've done like a week worth of digging on this guy, and I don't have one thing that actually shows him being arrested under the influence, arrested for possession of marijuana, or some stone stories or drunk stories. This guy seems to have his stuff in order, right? He could sing about the life. He apparently lived a life when he was younger. Like, I've read the stories of the drinking and the partying, but nothing, of course, there's no photos of that stuff. He keeps it under wraps. So if he's a freak, he's definitely not the letting it all out there sort of guy. It seems controlled. Like, he's the living metaphor of mullet, right? Party in the back, business in the front. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy. Let me see. Let's see what else we have here. We got a lot more stuff. Because it turns out the 100 pills of ecstasy, well, according to a spokesperson for Jimmy Buffett, the pills in question were prescription drugs. They were prescription drugs. But he declined the name of the drug or the health problem for which Jimmy Buffett was being treated. They said it was, in fact, a B vitamin supplement known as Fultox. That's what Buffett said. Sorry. So you have a spokesperson saying one thing and Buffett saying another thing, saying that putting more clarity behind it. So is it actually Fultox? Foltex? If it TX, is it that? Maybe. I mean, he had to pay like a $300 fine, but for Jimmy Buffett, $300 fine is probably just, not even much, right? Not even a percentage, not even 1% of what he has. The guy is sitting on millions, and he earned it. He like I said in the beginning, we all know of him as the musician, right? But how many hits do you know of him, right? Margaritaville, right? Come Monday. Cheeseburger in Paradise. People know about that song, right? Cheeseburger in Paradise. I can't sing it. I'm going to get struck with a copyright claim. Fins. Volcano. Why Don't We Get Drunk? Changes in Latitude. Changes in Attitude. These are popular hits, right? Now, he's released a lot of albums, but these are the ones that people know. So what does he do? Especially with his niche of music. He takes the ones that are popular, and he makes a business out of them. Why not? Because while he never top number one or near top number one, he has a lot of fans that love and support him. So why not? Why not capitalize on it? Are the burgers at Cheeseburger in Paradise, are they overpriced? Yeah, they are. But you're going there for a reason, right? I mean, the Parrotheads will pay for it. They'll love it. I think now I'm really providing evidence that he's more of a businessman than anything else, huh? He keeps it controlled. I will say that he's very liberal, right? He is very liberal in certain ways. I know what is that? I should know this. The governor for Texas, Kinky something. You know what? I gotta look into that. Probably here. Anyway, but I'll put that on the back burner. But I will say that as far as other freaky stuff here, oh, that's right. Can't let this one go under the radar. A marijuana business. Jimmy Buffett has his own marijuana business. Because why not? Why not? Because when people make it legal, when it's legal, you might as well just capitalize on it, right? Here we go. And by the way, I'm drinking coffee tonight because I would normally be drinking beer, but I have work in the morning, right? Classic liberal, though, right? Yeah, that's what it seems like. Classic liberal, though, right? And you know what? I'm going to share this too. That kind of makes sense. Anyway, Jimmy Buffett gets into the marijuana business. And it's only smart, right? This is a smart thing to do. Because think about it. When you go to a Jimmy Buffett concert, that's what you're doing. You're smoking some reefer. I mean, who's not? Anyway, the distinction between Margaritaville and Marijuanaville just got hazier, courtesy of Jimmy Buffett. The singer with the laid-back attitude has scored a license deal to slap the name of his Coral Reefer brand on the new line of cannabis products, including edibles, lotions, and vape pens. You know those are aimed at boomers. Those are aimed at boomers that are excited that marijuana is finally legal, though they've been smoking it this whole time. These are like your mom that are excited about like the gummy bears and the brownies. But I'll tell you what, man, if I could, I would probably get some. That's all I could say about that. I have followed and studied with keen intensity the recent involvement of the medical marijuana story and the path towards simple common sense conclusion that cannabis is good medicine, Buffett said on Tuesday. Good medicine and great business, right? Because why not? It makes a shit ton of money. You know what? If I was smart, Deadman's Tome would get into that business. But I'm in Texas, right? Right. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know the ins and outs. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I wouldn't even have the capital. I don't even know. But it's just crazy. It's like, why not? Why not? And you know, there's other musicians doing this, other celebrities doing this stuff. Anyway, but does it make him a freak, or does it make him a businessman? Right? I mean, if you compare it to the other freaks we talk about or have talked about, this whole series started with Marilyn Manson. I thought you wouldn't top him. I really thought you wouldn't top him, because supposedly he smoked ashes of a corpse or something. A crazy story. But I don't know. I think, who was his name? Gothic King Cobra gives him a run for his. No, there was someone else, and his name is escaping me right now. Some Nazza Ward. I can't remember his name. But we talked about a bunch of people, right? All freaky in their own way, in their own right. Jimmy Buffett is a party guy that knows how to control his stuff, knows how to contain his stuff. Or is he? Because we still have a few more things to go through here. I mean, Jimmy Buffett surfs in the hurricane, surfs during a hurricane, doesn't give a fuck about it. I mean, is that freaky? Or is that just a guy who has some balls, willing to have a good time? Or is that a guy just living what he sings about? Because that's one of his songs, right? Surfing in a hurricane. That's what he does. That's his attitude. He's not afraid of dying. And even here in this article, I ain't afraid of dying, he crooned. I got no need to explain. I feel like going surfing in a hurricane. There you go. Right? I mean, that's in the song, but that's what he does. He's 71 years old, and he'll still do this. When Hurricane Florence was thrashing, and according to the article here, in the southeast coast, at 71 years old, at the age of 71, he could still surf about. That's just crazy grandpa doing crazy grandpa stuff, right? That makes him a freak in one way. Damn, man. But not in a way that's bad, not in a way that's scary. Let's see. Let me see if there's anything else in this article here. On Wednesday, Buffett posted a picture to his Instagram account showing him on a companion beaming as they pose their longboards, and Buffett threw up the hang loose shaka hand sign. The picture was stamped with the words, "The hurricane swell." I mean, that's a good time to surf anyway. I'm not a surfing guy. I don't surf, but from what I understand, that's the best time to surf, right? That's where you get the most experience. It's not something that just Buffett does. Surfers do that all the time. And that mindset, that mentality, man, just go for it. Just have fun. All right. Let's see. Buffett and many other surfers apparently did not heed this warning. Because the warning for everyone to evacuate. But to the singer's credit, he appended his post with a caution to any potential copycats, Parrotheads, perhaps. On a serious note, respect Mother Nature. Please be safe and listen to your local authorities. But not me, because I'll be surfing. I mean, that's a good life, right? I mean, is that freaky? I don't think so. I mean, it's crazy. But they do that. Surfers do that to get an adrenaline rush, right? I maybe my perspective is skewed after talking about someone like, let's say, Darkside Phil, who masturbated on stream, or let's say talking about, oh man, Once again, got to bring him up. Got the King Cobra, who makes wands in his basement or in his house and thinks he control like the lights. He thinks he can control traffic lights with magic. Okay. I mean, when you start talking about the lolcows out there, it makes stuff that, like, let's say, surfing during a hurricane, or getting caught with ecstasy, or maybe it isn't ecstasy, maybe it is, or what else we have here? Oh, selling marijuana, like nothing. That's nothing. But the thing we gotta talk about. Yep, this sounds like a 70-year-old looking for a spark. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. The thing I think we gotta talk about, that would be the most damning. The one thing, not this one, not this one, this article here, this headline. If you flew Epstein's Lolita Express private jet, the feds want to talk to you. And guess who was on that plane? That's right. Our boy, Jimmy Buffett, was on the Lolita Express. Now, so were a lot of other celebrities. What does that mean? I don't know how many. Let's see if it tells us the full extent of how many times he's been on and all that stuff, what he knows. I don't think it will. I think this is really just talking about the bus. Let's see. After Jeffrey Epstein's latest arrest on sex trafficking charges, some famous people may be squirming. His notorious little black book and private jet manifest contain a long list of bold-faced names, including Victoria's Secret's founder Leslie Wexner and former President Bill Clinton. U.S. prosecutors, I'm going to encourage anyone with information about Epstein's conduct, not just potential victims, to come forward to the society's, socialites, celebrities, and politicians who attended lavish parties at Epstein's home in Manhattan or in Palm Beach is Lolita Island. What? Are hitched rides on his private jet, nicknamed the Lolita Express by tabloids. The request carried a clear message: "Come talk to us before we seek you out." What do you think Jimmy Buffett knows? Do you think Jimmy Buffett knows anything? I mean, it does. I mean, it's not like Epstein requires you to perp on, someone with a low wage. Is that a requirement to get on that plane? Is it part of it? Is it like a feature? Yeah, I mean, do they just sit in the seat with you? Are they like pretty much like a prop at that point? You sit down in the seat. Oh, your seat falls back, and next thing you know, things are just coming out from the back. I don't know what the age, and Epstein's like, don't ask. I mean, did that happen? I don't know. But it's crazy, right? He'd be dead if he knew something. You're right. But the interesting about that is that Epstein's not dead yet either. And someone did try to whack him, right? They found him. They found Epstein, injuring himself? That he was injured, apparently. Was that? I think there was a death attempt. I think there was a hit that didn't work right. I mean, wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Epstein still alive right now? Because things change real fast. I think he's still alive right now. But his days are numbered. Epstein's days are numbered. I'm willing to bet that maybe some people just used the plane. Maybe it was just the plane. Maybe nothing else came with the plane, right? I mean, we're talking about a man who built an empire. Okay, we're talking about a man who has that beach bum persona, that drunk persona, right? I mean, his biggest hit is Margaritaville. He has hits like, maybe we should get drunk, right? Why don't we get drunk? I mean, his vibe is about partying and having a good time, but you don't hear about him being drunk or him on drugs in the bus or him wasted on the beach. You don't hear that. You're not going to find those reports. They might have happened. I don't know. Maybe they didn't happen. My point is, he has this shit, even if he does party, under wraps, under control. He knows how to do it right. So do you think he would fuck up and go on a plane that someone else knew? Someone that may or may not keep his shit together, like he apparently didn't. Jeffrey Epstein's stuff is way out there, so out there that people know who he is, what he does, or what he did. I don't know if he would make that mistake. But to get on the plane, maybe it's just a ride. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like it was one time. I guess it was one time. Now, if you went on, like, what was it? President Bill Clinton did it, like, 23 times? 23, 26? What was the number? It's a high number. Too high for an accident. He was going for repeat visits. And he actually went to the island. He went to the underage girl island. God damn. Now, if that happened, Jimmy Buffett would definitely be high on the freak radar. Keep your kids away from him, all that stuff. But, and being the businessman that he is, if his lawyers do listen to this, I said that in jest. I was joking. What I mean is, he's a businessman, and there's no way in hell he would do anything like that, right? I gotta be careful too. He's a businessman, all right? He could be coming after me. YouTube, take that stream down. Then only 5 people are watching, and only afterwards, less than 50 people watch. You know. I do it because I enjoy it. I have fun with it. This freak show is short, okay? This freak show is very short. Normally, it's been like an hour going over these people, over this person. But Jimmy Buffett doesn't really have much, right? You have to like, and that shows for you. The reason why I wanted to talk about him really, to challenge me, be like, he looks very clean. I wonder how clean he is. And I read about him getting busted for ecstasy. I was like, you know what? Let's look at this some more. Because if he's too clean, that's okay. That shows, in comparison to the other people we talk about, you know what? There's people out there that party. They, get in the weed business. They know how to have a good time, but they keep it under control, even at a rock star level. Now, what sort of rock star are we talking about? We're not talking about like top of the charts, right? He's not fucking like number one up there. And maybe that's what helps him. Maybe that's what helped him. I mean, his success level isn't really that would get him into trouble, I would think. I mean, well, back up there, because some people handle success in different ways, right? I mean, what I mentioned before on the start of this was that even Margaritaville, one of his top hits, is not even close to number one in the top. I think top of all century. What was it? Margaritaville was ranked 234th of a list of songs of the century. Okay. So, but still, he's successful. He made money on it. Now, what else? I mean, I guess we talked about his film career. I didn't know this. I was not aware that he was in this stuff. Like in 1984, he was in Repo Man. He played the additional blonde agent. He was in Live by the Bay. That's the concert film. Let's see. What else? He was in Congo? Oh, he was in Congo. Interesting. Jimmy Buffett was in Congo. He was the pilot. Let's see. Jurassic World. That's right. I remember seeing him in Jurassic World. He's one of the park visitors running with the margarita drinks. That was the one scene I liked. That was the good scene. That was the funny one. I was like, okay, you got some boomer running away with a margarita in his hand. Yeah. Yeah, let that be Jimmy Buffett. Let's see. He's been on for TV. 6. Yeah, I mean some. What do we have here? What's something that's amazing? Oh, NCIS, New Orleans. Look at that. That's interesting. Hawaii 5-0. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, the only thing else I could do is really talk about how successful he is. He has a whole beer production. Have you ever seen the Landshark Lager? That's Jimmy Buffett right there. He owns casinos. What he's invested in football, I think let's see. I think he has a deal. Oh, name Landshark. Stadium pursuant 8-month naming rights deal. So yeah, he has a deal. Let me look at this. Let's see, Monday 8th, 2009 through January 5th, 2010. Sun Life Stadium, formerly Dolphin Stadium in Miami, the home of Miami Dolphins, named Landshark Stadium. There you go. He owns a bunch of properties. The guy's successful. Yeah. So my takeaway here is, what do you think? What level of freak, if you were to rate this, like between 1 and 10, like, and then give us some perspective. 10 would be like, who's the freakiest person we talked about? 10 would be, 10 would have to be the Gothic King Cobra. No, yeah, I guess that. And one could be, I don't know, maybe Jimmy Buffett. He's wild. He's fun. But the guy keeps his shit together. So, whenever you see popular people or any of these YouTubers that get any sort of YouTube fame and they act out and they burn out, and I mean, because they, I don't know, act like freaks and are just sloppy, maybe they need to look at the Jimmy Buffett story and get some perspective. Understand that, you need to be more of a businessman about the whole thing. Be more organized, I guess. Yeah, number 1's what I'll go with this. Yeah. In my perspective, my thoughts on this episode are that I knew it was kind of going to go this way. He's not the freak of the freak, but he gives the show a baseline to kind of continue. And the next person I want to talk about, I was thinking either another, like a celebrity that people all know, or another, I guess, I haven't done Andy Worski yet. Haven't talked about him. I was thinking about doing it, but I might just leave that one alone. I might just leave Owen Benjamin. Oh man, Owen Benjamin. There's so much. Oh, that would be a challenge. Oh God. Okay. Well, these aren't documentaries, right? I'm just kind of combing through things. All right, yeah. I'll take that challenge. Owen Benjamin. Next Wednesday. I have a lot to look into. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me, Chris. Yeah, share, like, help get the freak show out there. And yeah, I'll take it easy.